question will be Chris Meade from Noles 247.
Hey, Kenny. How much does Jordan Travis, as your primary quarterback, your starting quarterback, change the dynamics of the offense and what you guys were trying to execute compared to what you were doing in the first 2-3 weeks as far as game planning?
I really don't think it does. I think what the value he added was, I keep saying it, but we weren't in bad down and distances. We didn't take those negative plays with him in the football game. He got us out of those situations by scrambling, utilizing his legs in certain situations. But I think that was the difference with him on the field is he went out there and executed, and he got us out of those bad situations. And what that allowed us to do was play within the system on 3rd and 6, on 3rd and 3, on 3rd and 4. And most offenses, if you give them those down and distances consistently, are going to be successful. I think that was the biggest difference with him. So schematically, what we're going to do, not much different. I mean, what you've seen from Memphis over the years, what you've seen the first 3 games here, it's pretty much going to be, the same stuff.
Jordan and what he was able to do in the passing game Saturday. I mean, just how much more dangerous does that make what he's able to do with his legs? I mean, which we've all seen, just of defenses having to account for the field threat as well.
Well, I mean, the thought that he couldn't throw to begin with always was comical to me. I mean, I tell him all the time, I mean, he can throw the football. He can throw the ball really well. I mean, a few things hindered him in fall camp, which he didn't get a lot of reps. I mean, then we tried to work him into the game slowly the first 2 weeks, and he got dinged up. So, I mean, he finally just got on the field and got enough reps. But that's who Jordan is. I mean, he can throw the football, he can run, he can extend plays, he can operate the offense. I mean, he's done a really nice job for us from giving those opportunities. So, I mean, I think that's just who he is. To answer your question, I mean, he's a mobile quarterback that can throw the ball down the field, that can throw quick game, can throw intermediate passing game. And what he did a nice job of is, there were a few balls that he missed, but he threw the ball on time. And that happens with every quarterback. It was 2nd and 10. He trusted his read. He made the right progression. He just threw the ball a foot behind the guy where we tell him to miss. That's a good throw. And it'll never be talked about, but those are the plays I was pleased with because the ball was out on time and on rhythm. And I was pleased with how we played.
Following up on that, you said, we haven't had concerns about his passing, but what have you worked with him to kind of clean up or fundamentals or anything like that?
We're just working on him driving off his back foot and stepping at his target. I mean, those have been the 2 things for him, obviously, to try to improve on, because we're not going to change his motion. And I mean, I think part of that, everybody can say there's some guru to fix these. At the end of the day, I got here, Jordan can throw. And we're in week whatever, Jordan can throw. And we're focusing on just the detail and the consistency of his game, but we focus on that with everybody.
Hey, the fans, obviously get excited when a quarterback goes out and tries to maybe throw a block downfield or something like that. But given the fact that he has had some injuries, is that something you guys want him to be doing, or is that something he needs to be careful about?
We'll play hard. And I think throughout the game, you can see him play hard. Now, with that, you can have a balance of playing hard and playing smart. And I think that's the biggest thing with him is with an expanded role that he's going to have now, it's 2nd and 10 and you're scrambling. Is there a big difference between 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 5.5? No. Get down. Be smart. Protect yourself. In terms of him going out there and scraping paint and crossing shoulder of a defender to spring a touchdown block, I mean, I love that. I think that's the passion that you see from Jordan, and you can't take that away because that's who he is. It's not like we went out there and coached, pitched the ball, and go be the lead blocker. I mean, that was never gone through in the meeting. But naturally, him as a football player, that's how he played the game. I think that was one of the reasons he was successful is because he played with that passion to do that. So I'm never going to take that away from him, but we are going to teach him how to be smart and understand when you need to take hits and when you don't need to take hits. And I think that's something that, only reps can make you better at. Only the reps and situational awareness is going to help him improve in that category.
You talked last week about what you thought success and achieving success could do for the confidence of the offense, especially those running backs, all being new guys here, all of them, the success they're able to have getting in the end zone Saturday. What do you think that can do for them?
I think it's great. I think it's great for our football team. I mean, You have LT on the edge scoring a touchdown, but you have Tamarian Terry blocking for him without the football in the end zone. And I think that's what I was most pleased with is I thought our effort offensively was better than it's been in the first 2 games. Not what the standard is supposed to be, but it was improved. And that's all we can ask is daily improvement, constant improvement. And it was improved. And us as an offense, that's got to continue to improve. And we got to play with relentless effort. But I think anytime you score, I don't care who it is, I mean, it's going to feel good. So I think from an offense, it was much needed.
Next would be Brennan Snow from Noles 247.
Kenny, you mentioned Tamarian blocking on LT's touchdown run, and in general, the wide receivers, the running backs, Coach Norvell spoke about them blocking and working without the ball. I guess, is that mostly effort, those type of plays? And how nice, I guess, was it to see that growth collectively on offense from week 1 till now?
Yeah, it's effort and just passion, wanting to win. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how winning football is played. Winning football isn't played by saying, okay, this play, these 6 are going to play hard. And then the next play, we're going to throw it. So only this guy needs to run a good concept because if it's a one-high look, we're working the single receiver. So let these other guys just stand there. That's not how winning football is played. Winning football is played when all 11 guys play full speed every single play. Because guess what? At the end of the day, there's a ton of football plays in the game that have nothing to do with the play we call. Guys go out there and the play we call isn't good. And the ball gets bounced outside on the edge on an inside zone. And if we're playing harder than them, it goes for 40. If we're not playing harder than them, it's a loss of 2 yards. And I think that is what we're trying to preach to these guys is if we play hard every single snap. I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't promise you when it's going to matter. But I can promise you it will matter. And make every play matter because eventually it will. And I think that's just what we're going to keep focusing on and emphasizing because if we can play with a relentless effort, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win.
I know you guys plan for a lot of different scenarios, but with all of the things that have gone on the offensive line during the course of games, particularly again this past Saturday, is Coach Atkins kind of making decisions on the fly in some of those situations, or is that group discussions? How does that work when you're moving a guy? I mean, it seemed like from snap to snap, different guys were in different positions.
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, we have as good of a plan as we can possibly have for if guys go down a route. And then, I mean, sometimes, things happen and you just got to make it work. You have a offensive tackle play 3 different positions in the football game. I mean, we don't go into the game saying, I really hope we can get him to play left tackle, right guard, and left guard. Like, that's not the plan, but we are ready for it. So, I would say a little bit of both. Luckily we have a veteran guy who's smart enough to be able to go out there and execute that. And it's a testament to him. But so a little bit of both. It is. We do have a plan, but some things you can't plan for. And we do have the ability to have a smart football player that can kind of make things work for us.
All right, we'll go back to Chris from Noles 247.
How did Tate Rodemaker handle, obviously, what was a disappointing individual effort for him on Saturday and getting benched and all that? How did he respond on Sunday when you guys dealt with him further?
Well, he didn't get benched. I mean, he got taken out of the game to let Jordan Travis get in there. Once Jordan Travis told us pregame that he was healthy and that he felt good enough, we went into the game saying, okay, if he can go, we want to get him some reps. It was just a matter of time of when we were going to get him reps. So when we put Jordan in, it really wasn't we weren't taking Tate out. We were just putting Jordan in to get him rolling a little bit because he was coming off being dinged up, and he just ran with it. But I thought Tate he responded really well. I mean, he came out to practice the next day and he realized that it all starts with the fundamentals and taking drops and trusting his eyes, trusting his feet. And we're going to learn and grow from it. But at the end of the day, his first start, yeah, that happens. And what I liked was you never really saw him get rattled. You never really saw the emotions of a true freshman quarterback, when bad crap happened. He just came back, went back on the field, he responded. I mean, he threw the pick to start the game, and he comes back 2 drives later and runs the blitz check. We want him to blitz check 2 pre-snap. I mean, that's a positive sign for a true freshman quarterback that through some negative, you can come back on the field trust what we coached you in practice pre-snap, get us into the play we want you to get us into, and still go out there and execute that. So yeah, with you know, the perception of the bad, there was definitely some good in there too, and there's some stuff to learn from and grow from for them. So I'm just excited to get them back out there and keep getting better.
All right, last question will be Warchant.
You mentioned this offense is going to look similar to what things were like at Memphis. When we spoke to Coach Norvell after the game Saturday, he mentioned that maybe Jordan kind of reminds him more of a guy from Arizona State, like Taylor Kelly. I mean, can you guys be the same, but also have, I guess, different elements from the past that might fit someone like Jordan's skill set?
No question. I mean, that's the one thing that I think we pride ourselves on, is we're going to be able to adapt to our current personnel. And that's one thing, if you look at the track record, you know, of this offense, it usually gets better throughout the season because we figure out what we're good at. We kind of find the niche of who we are. I mean, going back to Memphis, we went from a season where we threw for 4,400 yards to the next year we ran for 4,300 yards. And because that's part of us just finding out, you know, what that balance is for us offensively. So I think when you do have some quarterback changes and some other guys in different places, you kind of find the niche of what you're good at. And once you find out what you're good at, you just got to be able to protect those calls. And you got to be able to protect what you're good at. And that's kind of where we're at, is I think we're getting more comfortable with what we're good at. And now we got to be able to protect that and make sure that we can keep defenses off balance while staying true to what we feel is our strength.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.